Hi, welcome to your tutorials on writing tools. Today we're going to address the very first one, which is foundational to writing good sentences. So today we're going to be addressing writing tool number 1, which is sentence basics. Now you see over here I've got a graphic organizer. This graphic organizer breaks down the sentence in a very simple way. And when you begin identifying these parts of the sentence, these two parts of the sentence, you'll be able to identify a fragment over a complete sentence. And that's the objective of writing tool number 1, sentence basics. Okay? So sentences have two parts. There's the subject and there's the predicate. There must be both present for it to be a complete thought. So the subject can be broken down into two further subcategories, which is the simple subject and the complete subject. Same with the predicate. The predicate can be broken down into the simple predicate and the complete predicate. Now, you may have called it a verb. The predicate is the action of the sentence, the simple predicate. So familiarize yourself with that connection, okay? So what we want to do is be able to identify these parts and be able to dissect a sentence for the simple subject, the complete subject, the simple predicate, and the complete predicate. So here's how we go about doing that, and it's a simple process. If we take a look at this very first sentence, it reads, Jackie ran to school. Now that's a very basic sentence, but you have to ask yourself, what is the action in this sentence? So that's the very first step. What is the action? We are looking for the simple predicate. So this right here is step number 1. Okay? So we're going to ask ourselves, what's the action? Jackie ran to school. The action is ran. So we're going to circle that, and we're going to label that the simple predicate. After we've identified the simple predicate, we're going to put a vertical line right in front of that simple predicate. This vertical line is really important. It actually tells you what to do next. So we know that the simple predicate is ran. Now we want to identify the complete predicate, which is step 2. Okay? So in order to identify the complete predicate, we underline the entire sentence from this vertical line all the way to the end. This is your complete predicate. Okay? So this right here then is identified as your complete predicate. Now it also tells you then what your complete subject is. So this is step 3. Because this is how we do it. We draw a line from this vertical line all the way to the front of the sentence. This right here is your complete subject. Now we also ask ourselves, who ran to school? Because the subject is the person who verbed, or the thing that verbed. So who ran? It was Jackie. This is your simple subject. If you look at this, you notice your complete subject is also your simple subject, and that happens. Let's look at sentence number 2. So we are going to follow this same process. We're going to begin with identifying our simple predicate. Max and Lisa darted across the street. The action in this case is darted. This is our simple predicate. We've identified it, so we put a vertical line in front of that, and we know that everything after that is the complete subject. The complete predicate, okay? So this we can label as the complete predicate. Everything in front of that vertical line is identified as your complete subject. And we ask ourselves, who did the verbing? Who darted? And that would be Lisa and Max. In this case, we have the same scenario where our simple subject is also our complete subject. But let's take a look at number 3. It's a little different. The athletes, strong and confident, played aggressively. We look at the sentence and we go to identify the simple predicate. That is the action. So what is the action in this sentence? Played. This is our simple predicate. We know to put a vertical line right in front of there, and everything after this is then the complete predicate, okay? And we know that everything that comes before is your what? Right, your complete subject. But now when we ask ourselves, who played? Athletes. Athletes would be the simple subject in this case. We don't include strong and confident, and we don't include the. So you see here in this case, the simple subject is also the complete subject. The simple subject is the complete subject. But in sentence number 3, it's a little different because more information was given in this appositive. This is extra information, but it's still part of the complete subject. Ultimately, what you need to recognize is, if this sentence were only the athlete strong and confident, we would know that this is an incomplete sentence. Why? Because there's only a complete subject, the complete predicate is missing. And if we did this the other way and we covered this up, played aggressively, it perhaps might be a complete predicate, but the subject is missing. So in either case, if either part of these would be missing, it would be what we call a fragment, which is an incomplete thought. So your goal, applying writing tool number 1, is to create a sentence that is a complete thought, and be aware of it in your writing, and be able to identify fragments and complete sentences in writing as you're reading it in text or reading someone else's piece of work. So there you have it. This is writing tool number 1. As we progress through the writing tool tutorials, we'll go to writing tool number 2, 3, 4, and all of these will help us with sentence structure within our writing. I hope this was helpful. Take a look at this, review it if necessary, and know that in the future, this is a skill that will present itself repeatedly, that you're going to be asked to identify these components of sentence basics. See you in the next video.